gonna go link this in the chat real quick. All right, we're gonna get started now. So I'm Hoy, your host, and then Ricky is your co-host. Ricky, say hi.
What's up?
Anyways, let's get straight to it. So we're to go through some past history for, I guess just in general, but mostly for the newer guys around the league now. But after a very long break from season 8, uh, Heat 5 server shut down, obviously, and now we have NASCAR 25. So before we get into it, I just want to ask you, Ricky, what is your opinion so far about NASCAR 25? What are you most excited to see?
Um, I think this game is one of the best I ever played. Yes, work can be done to make it better, but for it being like the first game of the franchise, I think it's a really good game. I like what they did with online. I mean, like, I really haven't had issues with netcode. Like, if someone like does a stupid block or something, you're not going to be one that's paying the price. It's going to be them paying the price for it. So I think you're going to see a lot smarter online racing when it comes to leagues and everything. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see different handling and the hooking physics too. It's gonna make it very interesting, especially at super speedways. But yeah, I'm definitely excited. I honestly I like the game a lot, so we'll see where it goes. But I guess for the first time in ancient history, we have two series now. But we'll get into that after cover some history. Some of Daytona 500 victories is Hoy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just got lucky most of the time. I'm not gonna lie. But that is four Daytona 500 victories, and then most winning driver Hoy, 36 wins so far, just on the Heat 5 side, and we'll see if I can get any more. Probably not. Then last uh, champion in Heat 5. Very great driver, very great guy. Uh, had an insane season in his last year, I will say. That would be Hendrick. Drove a 41. Very cool guy, though. There you go. Most championships will go to Ricky. Uh, Phenomenal guy in the playoffs to say. Won the back-to-back championships, season 1 and season 2. But hasn't won ever since, so I'm expecting him to get another one here soon. He's came very close a couple times. Moving on to the schedule release part, that's what I'm sure all you guys are waiting for. Obviously, we're going to kick off the Daytona 500, Atlanta, second, Homestead, Bristol, Dover, Nashville, Pocono, Charlotte, the Glen, Iowa, Indy, then Daytona. Going into the round of 12 for the playoffs will be Darlington, Texas, Martinsville. Round of 8 going back to Homestead, Dega, Kansas, and then the final 4 at Las Vegas. So, Ricky, I mean, I feel like this is a lot of. I feel like towards the end of the season is where we really start getting heavy into crown jewels and stuff. But like, do you think, especially Indy, it's a lot better than it was on Heat 5 to say the least? What are you gonna expect there? Like more super speedway style racing, or
Um, I don't know, to be honest with you. I haven't really played Indy online, but I feel like, instead of like, on Heat 5 and everything where almost every race was a pack race, I mean, it's a little bit of pack racing, but I just think Indy's going to put on a way better show than it did before, because now if you touch the apron or whatever, you ain't just going to spin from the whole entire field and everything. So I think it's going to be an amazing race, way better than what we had before. So I'm excited for that.
yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, I've tested some online races, and you can really run in more than one lane now. You don't have to run the bottom side. You can run the second, or maybe you can even manage to run the third lane. It's just depends on your throttle control. But a track I'm very excited about is Homestead and Pocono. To be honest, I think it's a huge jump from Heat 5. Like at Pocono, it was kind of single groove, but and to be fair, you couldn't really go that fast in Heat 5. But now it's like you can really drive it in deep into the corners, and the tunnel turn is a lot better than it was, right, Landon?
Most definitely. I also enjoy Pocono a lot.
Yeah. Homestead, they've definitely done some work to it. It's not, it was really single groove, to be honest. On Heat 5, it wasn't that great, but now you can kind of run anywhere you want and get some speed out of the car. But yes, this season we will go back to Vegas for the championship. So I'm definitely excited to go there. I think that's one of the best mile and a halves in the game. We're going to move on to the Xfinity schedule now. Obviously opening it with at Daytona. Very similar schedule, just with a couple more road courses. So we have Daytona, Atlanta, Homestead, Bristol, Nashville. Then we have the Chicago Street Course, Pocono, Charlotte, Rockingham, Daytona. Then we're going to go to the round of 12, Darlington, Martinsville, Charlotte, Roval. Then the round of 8, Homestead, Dega, Kansas. Then the final 4 is Vegas. Once again, I'm very excited to see Chicago Street Course and how that goes. Where's the... And the Roval. I think Cup's just running at the Glen this season, but I think the Xfinity cars will be very good at the Roval, to say the least. And we're going to go to some of the rookies that we're going to be having this year. So we're going to have Kluka in the 19 on JGR, making his first full-time season. Let's see if he shows up. Probably won't. Brandon in the 77. Let's just hope he doesn't drive like him in real life, because man, he's gonna have a rough rookie year. Steele in the 88 car. Josh going in the 54. That's another guy that he's got some similarities with Ty Gibbs. Yeah, he got muted within the first 30 minutes of being in the server, so he's definitely got some similarities with Ty Gibbs. So we'll see what happens. Boyer in 71. Not sure who. I don't know a lot about him, but I feel like this could be a little sleeper signing. He could end up just being good. Choi, I'm guessing in the 7. Spire, let's see how he can do. Cody in the 42 car. Legacy Motor Club. Then the final rookie, Travis, also in the Legacy Motor Club. Landon, we got a lot of guys a part of the community and some newer faces that haven't been in the community in the past. So, I mean, take a wild guess on who you think could be the best out of all these rookies.
Uh, well, I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm gonna say Bryant. I think that's his name.
Bryant
Only
Gordon?
reason, yeah, no, I'm gonna say Bryant because, well, yeah, Bryant.
There's
He's
Bryant, but there's Brendan and Boyer.
No, there's Bryant. If you look in the, yeah, did I not send you?
I don't think so, buddy.
Anyways, well, there's Bryant. He drives the 87 car. I guess I just didn't send that one. The only reason I'm picking Bryant is because I'm looking at his YouTube profile picture right now, and it's a Steelers profile picture, so he has my respect.
Bryant was a part-time driver in the past, but he never raced full-time in the league. He raced like 2 races, so we'll see how he is now, to say the least. But my personal guess is going to be I'm gonna take a guy from the community. I'm gonna say Josh. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty. If he can stay in Cub and not get suspended, I think he'll be a guy that outruns the rest of these rookies. I mean, do you think that we kind of need a villain like Josh in the league? Honestly, like we don't have. To be fair, we do not have some of the wilder guys from the past. Well, we do, but they've kind of ended that era, I guess you could say. I mean, what's your opinion on that statement, Landon?
I doubt he's gonna last long in the league anyway, so we'll see how long it lasts. No
you don't
offense.
you don't think he's gonna last? I think he's gonna last long in the league. I think he'll be.
Mm,
I think he'll be in the league. Maybe.
See, I only lasted for like 5 seconds, so it was, I guess.
Yeah, he lasted under 5 minutes and before getting muted. So we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, but I think Josh could be a great driver.
I don't know.
But we just don't have a lot of villain roles anymore. I mean, I guess some of the past villains we had was kind of Cornette, Hoy, and yeah, that was really it. And now both of those guys are just not really villains anymore. They're just kind of laid back now.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
The only reason I didn't pick Josh is because I don't think he's gonna last long in the league, so.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. And I'm hoping to do the Clash this week. Clash or a set of duels. I'll have to decide. We'll probably do a vote on that.
Hey, look, Snap.
Okay. Yeah, once this stream's over, I'll end up doing a vote. Whether you guys want to do duels or the Clash, or just jump straight to the Clash. But we're gonna do a little quick overview of Season 8. So obviously the guy who came out on top was Hendrick last season, very long time ago. But I guess we could go all the way back to the Victory Lane. A little quick overview of Season 8. Hendrick obviously ended up the champ. But start at the 500.
Yeah. All right. So the 500. Let me scroll up real quick. So to start off the season, Grega pulls off an amazing last lap pass to pick up the Season 8 Daytona 500. And then, boy, who came out at Kentucky?
Hendrick ended up winning at Kentucky, which was the first of many. Stewart Haas opening out the season very strong, and then they end up winning again at Gateway. Hines, so that was 3 in a row for Stewart Haas, and then
On Ricky's first race back after suspension, he makes a last lap pass at Homestead to pick up the victory, and then Hendrick parks it back in the victory lane at Charlotte in the Cook 600 in dominating fashion, sweeping every single stage of that race. And then he goes and picks up another win. He wins it somewhere, I don't know. And then he picks up the race wasn't on there, I forgot. It's after Charlotte. Whatever race was after Charlotte, but he picks up his third one of the season. And then he wins at Atlanta, goes back to back, actually 3 in a row, and then Small was your defending champion, picks up his first win of the season at Richmond.
then going back at Sonoma is Small again. Small gets 2 in a row there after his teammate Hendrick gets 3 in a row. And that's already 3, 4, 5, 8 wins for Stewart Haas on the season. But then a guy who was suspended earlier in the season.
Now here's the guy.
Ricky ends up winning at Dover. And I guess what happens next week? Ricky wins again at Phoenix. That was his 3rd win of the season. But it doesn't stop there. Ricky wins again at Daytona. Woo! And guess what happened next?
Ricky won at Darlington.
Ricky won at Darlington, yep.
But then, Cadet. See, we all thought Cadet was washed. But he breaks through to pick up his first win of the season at Road America. But then, Ricky picks up another win at Fontana.
Yeah.
And then after that, Cadet wins at Las Vegas. So HMS is fighting back there. Everyone's thinking, oh, HMS has a chance to win the championship. This could be Ricky or Cadet's season. This is the most dominant we've seen Ricky since season 2.
Yeah, we really went from Haas to HMS in that season.
And then NASCAR Wood picks up the win at Dega in a 3-out photo finish, passing Ricky on the last in the tri-oval. And then, what happened next?
Well, another guy in the 7 car wasn't that great anyway. Hoy ended up winning at Bristol, getting his 36th career win.
And then Hendrick wins the championship. But Elijah, in season 8, we thought Small. Well, in the other of the season, Small was the favorite to win the championship again. And then Grega won the first race of the season. We was like, oh wait, Small might have some competition. Then Hendrick started picking up victories, and we was like, oh, well, looks like Hendrick's gonna pick up this championship. And then Ricky goes on a run there, which was the most dominant season he's had in about a couple seasons.
Yeah, and I mean, Small even missed the Final Four, which was very surprising. Just, he had some personal issues going on, so he wasn't as active really in anything, but still very surprising. But, yeah, this was definitely one of the seasons where we had like a big 3 in the league. Like in the early years of the league, too. But let's go back to... should we go to season 7 or further back?
We'll go back to season 7 and season 6 and season... Yeah.
Okay, let's go all the way back to season 5, and then we'll be done here. So opening season 7 was Leafy in the 18 car. He ends up picking up the Daytona 500. Following that was Cadet at Chicagoland. And then Cadet again at Michigan. Cadet was on a roll.
And then Small comes back and grabs a win at
Kentucky.
yeah, that track. And then Griga prevails late at Iowa and steals one. And then Ricky gets his first league Brickyard 400 since 2020.
Then after that, Griga ends up back in victory lane at New Hampshire. Then the Friday night doubleheader. It was a very long Friday night. You had the Coca-Cola 600
Was that actually a swim?
and Pocono. Small ended up sweeping Friday night. Then after that, Red Flags Matter ends up claiming his first H&N victory at Kansas.
And then Hoy picks up his first win of the season at Daytona. It wasn't the Daytona 500 he was looking for, but he still ended up in victory lane Daytona. And then Cadet wins Darlington. And then Ricky wins at Bristol.
Ricky ended up also winning at Atlanta and then winning at Phoenix 3 in a row. He swept that round. And Small ended up clinching his way into the Final Four at Talladega. Then at the Watkins Glen, Griga ends up winning, locks himself into the championship. Ricky ends up winning, locks himself into the championship. And then in the championship race, we had a funny happen. Red went in the pits and made a pass on the final lap, but he wasn't a championship contender. The real champion was Small, but Red ended up winning the race by going in pit road.
Forgot about that. And then we'll go to season 6. This is where we're seeing this season we've seen HMS really struggle all season. This is one of the lowest years they had in all of H&N. But picking up the win at Daytona, the Daytona's 500 in season 6, was Wumbo. And after that, Chasing wins a thriller at Atlanta, and then Griga wins the first edition of Wednesday Night Rumble at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and then the next week, a couple of days later, Cadet ends up winning at Las Vegas, and then Griga ends up back in victory lane at Texas. Small wins at Phoenix.
And then Small picks up another win at Watkins Glen, and then breaking his winless streak on a last lap pass when there's contact made in the last corner at Pocono between Cadet and Gobin. Ricky picks up the victory there, snapping his long winless streak, and then another long winless streak snap for an HMS driver. Cornette wins at Darlington, and then Humane picks up the win at Daytona, and then Ricky wins at Dover.
These races were all streamed, so if you would go on ahead and check them out, especially the Pocono and Darlington ones, those were very entertaining.
But Elijah, we thought HMS was kind of on a comeback there because they went on a little roll there, winning 4 straight races.
Yeah, they were looking like they were unstoppable at that point. But then the hometown hero, Weefy, ended up winning at Richmond. That,
Griga wins the championship.
Yeah.
We had some funny business go... Sorry, what?
This was the first season that, Hendrick really struggled, but there was a lot of changes going on, This was when, I believe Hoy ended up retiring, and that kind of left them with 2 drivers in the offseason, so they just kind of had to pick up whoever they needed, and it was really Cadet and Ricky showing up consistently that season. So let's go back to season 5.
Season 5.
So, on the last corner...
Race was also streamed, by the way.
Yes, it was streamed. Go on ahead and watch this Daytona 500 here. But, in the last corner, Ricky ends up making a pass on Hoy for the Daytona 500 victory. Then the next week,
4th to 1st.
Yeah, he got his first Daytona 500. I think the next week another HMS victory. Cadet won at Las Vegas, and then another HMS victory. Ricky getting a second win. And then what happened next week? Well, Ricky does it again, winning 3 out of the first 4 races.
And then Grega wins at Homestead, and then he wins at Road America, and then Goboom wins it at Bristol. So RCR doing 3 in a row there, but it's not over yet for the RCR dominance because Grega wins at Richmond and Talladega. But then
Beam ends up winning the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte, securing his first career win. And the next week, RCR dominates once again. Goboom in a 3 car ends up winning at Dover. And then NASCAR boy ends up winning the Brickyard. We're not going to talk about any internet issues there, but yeah. RCR comes back once again. It wins at Iowa.
And then Hoy finally picks up a win at Michigan. And then he picks up another one at Daytona, the race after that. And then Cadet picks up one at Darlington. And then Grega wins at Atlanta.
Yeah, so at this point in the season when Hoy ended up winning those back-to-back races, he was really struggling, just not looking like himself at all. Like, this was really, like, big-time momentum for him and Hendrick Motorsports, but then going at the Glen, Cadet ends up winning. And then the race after was Dega. Hoy ended up winning that one, putting himself into the championship four.
And then Cadet picks up a controversial win at Kansas.
Yeah.
Ricky was so close to winning that one.
Yeah, Hendrick Motorsports was on an absolute roll this playoff.
And then, after a controversial move between Ricky and Cadet, Hoy picks up a championship in Phoenix.
Yeah, one of Hoy's, statistically worst seasons. He won the championship. But that was, I have to say, a very fun season to say the least. But that is all the history we're gonna go over tonight. Hope to see you guys, this week once we kick off the season. I'll be posting the dates in the Discord of the races and things like that. So stay updated. I'm gonna do a poll right now if you guys want to do duels and the Clash or just get straight to the Clash. Thanks for watching. And HN is back.